Okay, so can Oklo Inc. 10x from here? That is the only question we're going to try to answer in today's video. Just for some context, Oklo Inc. was created by Sam Altman, who's the creator of OpenAI, which is the creator of ChatGPT. OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank to invest $500 billion in Stargate AI project. This is supposed to be the world's biggest supercomputer by far. So if the creator of the world's biggest supercomputer is also the creator of a small modular reactor company called Oklo Inc., then potentially there could be some real synergies between both companies if the world's biggest supercomputer, which is going to create 100,000 jobs in America, starts using Oklo Inc. That would be so massive. Now, can it 10x from here? Well, it kind of already has 10x from when we first started talking about it on this channel. It just done nothing but go up, right? Again, because of what we're talking about. Now, the market cap is $10 billion currently. Can it hit $100 billion market cap? That would be a 10x from these levels. We don't like chasing pumping charts. This one is pumping. So dollar cost averaging on red days would be the way to enter a stock like this. If we can determine it can provide a potential life-changing returns in 10x, obviously I don't know, not financial advice, just sharing with you whatever available information is out there and you can make your own decision. So to start, we have growing political support for nuclear deployment. Unleashing America Energy, zero-based regulatory budgeting to unleash American energy, establishing the National Energy Dominance Council, protecting American energy from state overreach, declaring a national energy emergency, right? So the Trump administration is super committed and focused on investing in American energy and making it boom. Part of that is obviously nuclear reactors. Secretary Wright emphasized his administration's commitment to expanding and accelerating nuclear deployment. Who is Secretary Wright? He's the Department of Energy Secretary and former CEO of Liberty Energy, and guess what? Director of Oklo. The administration is going to do everything we can to lean in to help commercial businesses and customers launch nuclear. Which company are they going to turn to? Oklo is one of them. There are others which we can cover in other videos. And Oklo or Oklo, or however you say it, is commercial from day one. Oklo's first Aurora powerhouse, aiming for plant operations in late 2027, early 2028. It's coming up. Is designed from the ground up as a full commercial deployment, accelerated by its similarities to EBR2. Oklo is not building a demonstration plant. So we're getting really close to this revolutionary technology being deployed. So these are the most recent updates as of Q1 2025. They completed the Idaho National Laboratory site drilling campaign. Oklo named eligible to receive awards for the Defense Innovation Unit's Advanced Nuclear Power and Installations program. So we can expect some subsidizing from the U.S. government potentially, which would be massive. Q1 cash burn remains on track with our expectations. This is pretty massive because they're not wasting money. As we talked about in other videos that I've done of this company, they have plenty of cash, and as long as they're disciplined, they have enough to get operational. Strong balance sheet with cash and marketable securities of $261 million. And so here's progress on Oklo's path to its first Aurora powerhouse in Idaho. They completed the site drilling campaign at the Idaho National Laboratory, including some seismic and geophysical studies to support licensing, finalized memorandum of agreement with Department of Energy, and interface agreement with the Idaho National Laboratory, reinforcing environmental compliance and coordination, aiming for planned operations beginning in late 27, early 2028. This will come a lot quicker than you think, especially because they can sell plants before they're fully in operation, so they can start to generate revenues before they're in operation. And here's some potential future revenue streams. Oklo named eligible to pursue contracts under the Advanced Nuclear Power for Installations. What is it? U.S. Department of Defense program focused on deploying advanced reactors to enhance energy resilience on military installations. And so obviously Oklo is deeply connected with the U.S. government. A leading solution for the United States' defense energy resilience. That's how it's being marketed. Aligns Oklo's roadmap with national security and clean energy priorities. So any administration will want to help subsidize and support this company, and opens near-term deployment opportunities on defense installations. A lot of companies just hype up their adoption and future revenue potential. Oklo can back it up because it's so deeply connected, not only with the big tech world, but with the U.S. government. So this is a very early stage company, obviously lots of potential future revenues. That's what's being priced into the stock at a $10 billion valuation. Seems high. But let's look at the financials. They have a loss from operations, primarily driven by payroll, professional fees, and other business general expense. Includes $2.3 million of non-cash stock-based compensation expense. So $17.9 million in Q1 2025. Again, they have hundreds of millions of dollars on their balance sheet. So they have lots of runway. And as of March 31, 2025, they have $261 million, as mentioned. So again, a very lean, very early stage company, not much to say in the financials. Fact is, they have a hoard of cash on their balance sheet, and they have a lot of equity in their stock if they ever do want to do a share issuance. But they said they're on track to get in production with the cash they have, or at least launch their first site potentially in Idaho. So at the end of the day, at a $10 billion market cap, it's pretty expensive based on current operations. They're just losing money investing in a small project, but there is so much potential hype around small modular reactor technology and the role it's going to play in the future that it's very richly valued. If we get a massive bull market in stocks, can this move with it? Absolutely. Can it hit $100 billion valuation? Not likely, unless we start seeing massive partnerships and contracts and revenues. And we're not seeing that quite yet, but the reason there's so much capital flooding into this stock is because the market anticipates massive partnerships. I believe that Oracle, which is one of the biggest cloud computing companies on the planet by far, with hundreds of thousands of massive companies as clients, I believe that Oracle is using Oklo or planning on using Oklo. Why? Because Oracle and OpenAI are building the world's biggest supercomputer. OpenAI, again, is founded by Sam Altman. Sam Altman's very close with Oracle. Why wouldn't Oracle use a company like Oklo? Now, obviously, we're extremely early stage, so Oracle's not going to be dumping money into Oklo, but if they start signing multi-billion-dollar contracts, then you can see how a company like Oklo can hit a $50 billion market cap. It's hard to see it hit a $100 billion market cap on more than just hype. There's already a lot of hype priced into it, but the fact is the future potential fundamentals are so solid that it's likely to stay super expensive for a long time. The best quality assets can stay expensive for a very long time, as long as there's exponential adoption coming down the pipeline. Amazon.com has been expensive for its entire history, but has it provided life-changing returns, hitting a multi-trillion-dollar market cap? Absolutely. Again, the highest quality assets can and will be expensive. They're never going to be on a deep discount because the market understands the future potential. So this is one of those assets, very expensive already. Can it continue going up? Absolutely, because there's just so much potential adoption on the horizon. Now, it's always a dangerous place to be. You want to be in well before the chart pumps. So if you are interested in an asset like this, again, dollar cost averaging on red days only is the way to slowly enter a position. Is it likely to correct 90%? No. Because again, there's so much potential future upside and future revenues coming down the pipeline for this asset. So again, it's very difficult to truly time. I think it can absolutely hit a $100 billion market cap over the next 5 years. Very likely, if they can launch, if they can book some massive contracts, very likely over the next 5 years. I think it could hit a $30 billion market cap over the next 2 years. That would be like a 2x from here. And if the United States government chooses to crater interest rates down to the floor, debase the currency more, then this thing could pump based purely on liquidity and currency debasement. So rock solid fundamentals, huge potential upside, exponential growth, and A-plus asset. Is it expensive right now? Absolutely. Will it continue to be expensive forever? Most likely. So again, a 10x in 5 years, totally doable. Hard to predict anything else.